What, if any one thing in particular, would you have yourself be remembered by?
Would you welcome, please, Dr. Carl Sagan.
In his thesis, Carl predicted a severe greenhouse effect on Venus.
I would say that the best guess is that it's a large desert with no liquid water and, in all probability, no life of any sort.
Harvard snatched Carl up.
He was quite successful as a professor, but ironically, in the Harvard environment, it may be that this interest in popularizing science was detrimental to his career.
Sagan dove headfirst into his calling and started his search for extraterrestrial life.
Mars is pocked by craters caused by crashing asteroids and space debris. They conclude from this that there has been no water erosion on the planet. There is, of course, no support for even plant life.
If you want to speculate on the possibility of extraterrestrial intelligence, that there are very rare visits from extraterrestrials to the Earth. There's no evidence for this. I just say that's not implausible. But to have several visits a day, I think is straining credulity.
In 1971, Carl was recruited to work on the Viking Mars mission, in which they set out to discover if there was ever life on Mars.
On August 20th, 1975, the first Viking spaceship was launched.
The first lines came down. It came down line by line by line.
And you started seeing the surface of Mars, and then you knew we had done it.
There's no way to describe it. We were lifted up. It was, everybody kept walking around. This photograph will be in the books 1,000 years from now.
By this time, Carl had his sights on a new project.
And if Voyager should, sometime in its distant future, encounter beings from some other civilization in space, a phonograph record, golden, delicate, with instructions for use. And on this record are a sampling of pictures, sounds, greetings, and an hour and a half of exquisite music, the Earth's greatest hits. A gift across the cosmic ocean from one island civilization to another.
While working on Voyager, Carl would meet and fall in love with Anne Druyan.
There's a kind of message in a bottle thrown into the cosmic ocean, an expression of our hopes for the future, that there will be a human community at some distant time, which will be glad we sent this message to the cosmos.
But he felt he had a greater calling.
We are in very perilous times, and we need people able to think complex and subtle thoughts. And I believe a great many children have that capability if only they're encouraged. They start out eager, intellectually wide-eyed, asking extremely clever questions about the world, and then something happens, by and large, to discourage them. And I think it's a tremendous waste of natural resources.
It was then that Carl decided to create Cosmos, a TV show to inspire the next generation of scientists.
Because the cosmos is also within us. We're made of star stuff. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself. And our small planet, at this moment, here we face a critical branch point in history. What we do with our world right now will propagate down through the centuries and powerfully affect the destiny of our descendants. It is well within our power to destroy our civilization and perhaps our species as well. But we are also capable of using our compassion and our intelligence, our technology and our wealth to make an abundant and meaningful life for every inhabitant of this planet, to enhance enormously our understanding of the universe and to carry us to the stars.
In 1981, the launch of the Space Shuttle Columbia marked a turning point in the age of space exploration.
They send 3, 5, 7 people up in a tin can, 200 miles up. They go around the Earth for a week and do something. The tomato plants don't grow or something. And then they say, we've done space exploration. That's not space exploration. Space exploration is going to other worlds.
And with that, Carl decided to shift his focus back to Earth.
It is foolish for the United States to continue testing when the Soviet Union has unilaterally, unconditionally stopped underground testing and invited the United States to join.
He and his wife were arrested there in 1986.
The main consequence of nuclear winter is massive agricultural failures. The net result in mass starvation can account for many billions of lives.
He also warned people of the dangers of climate change.
The planet is a unit. No one nation can solve the greenhouse problem alone.
You have to stop the production of chlorofluorocarbons.
The politicians and the religious leaders and the weapons scientists have been at it for a long time, and they've made a thorough mess of it. I mean, we're in deep trouble.
The doctor called me up, Carl was out, and said, we've made the silliest mistake. We've mixed Carl's blood test up with someone else, because this is the blood test of someone gravely ill. Couldn't possibly be Carl.
The second blood test revealed he had myodysplasia, a rare bone marrow disease.
But you thought about what it would be like to die.
Certainly, and what it would be like for my family. Right. And I didn't much think about what it would be like for me, because I don't think it's likely there's anything that you think about after you're dead.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, long, dreamless sleep. I'd love to believe the opposite, but I don't know of any evidence.
Sagan's name was synonymous with astronomy. He made the study of the stars more interesting. He did so enthusiastically, and he was always excited about discoveries made in outer space.
Sagan came close to death twice after being diagnosed with a blood disease in 1994. To the American scientist, teacher, author, television communicator, Carl Sagan. He died today. Carl Sagan was 62.
From this distant vantage point, the Earth might not seem of any particular interest. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. Like it or not, for the moment, the Earth is where we make our stand. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known.